Merry Christmas to you and your family this holiday season. Thanks for listening to CFC's Daily Christmas Podcast. We hope that this podcast, from the staff of CFC, encourages you and inspires you this holiday season. We would love to invite you to join us on December 23rd at 10 a.m. for Acoustic Christmas and December 24th at 4 or 6 p.m. for Christmas Eve. For more information, visit our website, www.cfcwired.org.
Like a lot of folks, I have some wonderful Christmas memories. I remember many Christmas picnics on the beach as a child. Yeah, I grew up in South Florida where our Christmases were sandy and never white. One particular Christmas memory stands out in my mind. It was about a week before Christmas when my mom and I arrived home one afternoon to find that our house had been broken into. When we walked into our home, we found that all the gifts under our tree had been opened. Most of the gifts were gone, and many other things in our house had been stolen as well. Our home was a huge mess. Wrapping paper all over the floor, partially eaten food left on the counters, and every room turned upside down. I remember thinking that Christmas had been stolen. Just like in the movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Well, our Christmas was ruined. Well, news of our break-ins spread through our neighborhood. Break-ins in our neighborhood were not uncommon, so neighbors stuck together and looked out for one another. One of our neighbors, who was a waitress supporting a family of her own, she had heard of our bad news. She really didn't have a lot of money, and her family didn't have much, but she worried that my parents would not be able to replace the stolen presents. She worried that I would miss out on a happy Christmas. So one day she came to our house and she gave my mom all of her tip money from that week. Though my mom tried to refuse the money, this kind neighbor insisted that she take it. I will never forget the way I felt when I walked into her home and saw the mess and realized what had happened. I will never forget the fear and the sadness I felt. But that is not what stands out most in my mind all these years later. What I remember most is the kind lady who gave her week's earnings to my mom so that I could forget about the fear and the sadness on Christmas morning. Hebrews 13:16 says, "Don't forget to do good and to share what you have with those in need, for such sacrifices are very pleasing to Him." So this Christmas season, I encourage you, look outside your warm home and pass the pretty lights to your neighbors. Is there someone right in your very own neighborhood who is struggling to provide for their family? Is there someone who may be going through a rough patch, but you know they will never ask for help? I encourage you to shine your light for Jesus this season and share His love with your neighbors. You never know. 35 years from now, you may be that kind neighbor that someone remembers at Christmas.
This has been a podcast devotion of CFC. Please join us on December 23rd and 24th, and Merry Christmas.